Now, it's time for this.
The world of woke.
Well. It did have to happen, didn't it? First they came for the diesels, then they came for the petrol versions, then the hybrids weren't immune, and now the final ignominy, they're coming for your electric car. We all knew the myth of driving electric cars to save the planet was going to be blown wide open one day. We all watched as the smug eco-zealots drove off in their shiny new purchases, laughing at us as we shelled out for the road tax they were exempted from paying. We all knew that one day they'd not be exempt, and the powers that be would soon work out that allowing the electro-nuts to get away scot-free from driving charges was a recipe for financial disaster. After all, as we see more and more local councils heading for the bankruptcy courts, it was only ever going to be a matter of time before someone suggested charging them too, not just for an electric charge, but for everything else. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that day has now arrived. And you know how much I hate telling you, I told you so, but I told you so. Westminster Council in London is the latest to unveil a new system for charging to park in the borough. And for the first time, electric car users will have to pay. Welcome to my world. Residents have been told that from April, electric cars will be levied for the first time, depending on the size of their batteries. So if you've got a bloody great Tesla or an electric Mercedes estate, you'll be paying as much as £80 for the privilege of a permit, and even occasional Enviro parkers will be hit with what used to be a minimal charge for 10 minutes, but will now cost as much as any other car. Of course, the Labour-controlled council reserves its highest parking prices for those ghastly gas guzzlers that are causing storms and floods all over the world. If you're driving a BMW X5 or a Porsche Cayenne, not only have you got too much money, you'll be paying as much as 321 quid for a permit. The council claims the new scheme will incentivise cleaner, less polluting vehicles and introduce a fairer and more proportionate charging structure so vehicles are charged in accordance with the level of emissions they produce. If you're unlucky enough to have another older car, like a pre-2015 diesel, you'll get hit with a special extra £50 charge to address the issue of emission of nitrogen oxides. They're also announcing there'll be council wardens lurking about, measuring individual tailpipe emission levels of carbon dioxide. So you might want to check your rear-view mirror before you back out of that space. The AA says the council has cooked up the scheme to keep the money rolling in from resident parking bays. It's a poor excuse, they say, for guzzling up more cash, and the argument about CO2 just simply does not stand up. Isn't life grand?
The world of woke.